everyone, this is part 2. So this is the making of the Christmas cake today. So Mrs. Sparkle's going to be making it.
Hello.
Great
British Bake Off.
Yeah. So I'm getting, looks like Dennis the Menace is making the cake. So I'll talk you through the ingredients. So we have here 200 grams of everything really. So I've got 200 grams of plain flour, 200 grams of butter, 200 grams of dark soft sugar. And then under the tea towel there, I have 800 grams of sultanas and 200 grams of glacé cherries that have been soaked in 2 cups of whiskey. And they've absolutely gobbled it all up, haven't they, by the looks of it? Yeah, they have, yeah. Right, okay then, Chris, so if you could start by putting the butter in, please. And kind of give that a nice mix till it becomes a bit lighter, a bit creamier. Okay, so now if you start to add, well, you can just put the sugar in and cream the 2 together. We tend to make our cakes together, well, the Christmas cake anyway. It's a little bit like a tradition, I suppose, now. Sometimes we do it in the KitchenAid, sometimes we do it by hand. Chris likes to do it by hand, and he's got the strength to do it, so...
I don't know about that.
The strength is like diminishing every year. How you doing?
Oh.
Okay, good. So... Right, okay, so then it takes 4 eggs. So if you put 1 egg in at a time, and then so it doesn't curdle, okay, gradually add a bit of the flour. So this is the plain flour here. So if you add a couple of spoonfuls of the flour to it. That's it. And then mix that. And then you're going to repeat that whole process through the 4 eggs. I mean, if you want to crack your eggs separately into a cup or something first, then of course do so. But kind of these days, eggs are generally okay to just go straight into the bowl. Okay, so that's what the mixture's looking like. It's all nice and light and changed colour and fluffy. So now, Chris, if you add 1/2 a teaspoon, which is what you've got there, I think, yeah? The little one is 1/2, isn't it?
No, little one's 1/4.
1/4, is it? Okay.
That's 1/2.
1/2 of salt, just level. I mean, if you don't want to put salt in your cake, you obviously you don't have to. And you can, and add it to the flour, please. And of course you can add all of these.
And the salt to the flour?
To the flour, yeah. And you can add all of these in advance to the flour, but I just wanted to show you sort of each item individually. And so now we've got some sweet, ground sweet cinnamon, same amount, half a teaspoon. Just pull the top off, that's it. That's it. That can be like slightly heaped if you want, that's fine. And then again some mixed spices, same amount, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's heaped or not. And just sort of like mix those together. And then when you've done that, just add it into the mix.
Smelling like a Christmas cake.
Yeah, it will do, yeah. Get those nice spices in. And now you can put some vanilla extract in. There's no particular amount. Just do as much as you like, because, well, obviously don't use the whole bottle. You know, I like to use a couple of tablespoons. And if you wanted to be really cautious, you've got your measurement there for a tablespoon. Or you can just eyeball it, which is what I do.
Just eyeball it?
Eyeball it. I just pour it in. No, let me see the bottle. Tiny bit more. That's it, that'd do. Yeah, that'd be loads. Yum, look at that. And then the fun bit's happening next, once that's done. The hard bit for you, mixing it, yeah. This lovely fruit. So the recipe, I said in part one, the recipe does actually call for 800 grams of dried fruit, of, you know, however you want to combine that, whichever fruits you want to use. But I prefer mine a little bit denser, a little bit more fruit. So I go 800 grams of, and I've used sultanas, and the 200 grams of the glacé cherries. And then I'm just going to get a lemon from our little stash here to get, a bit of the zest from that.
Just loosening it up a bit.
Yeah, and then if you zest this into it from the, you know, like the Parmesan grater.
Yeah.
Right, so the juice of the lemon and some of the pith, the zest, I should say, not the pith, the zest.
Don't take the pith.
No, are in there now. So Chris is sort of like gradually adding the fruit. And so once that's all mixed together, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. My cake tins are all greased and lined. I'm doing a round one this year. I think I did square last year. The oven has preheated at 160, and I will check it after a couple of hours. So in it all goes. If I feel that the top is kind of like cooking a bit too fast, I'll just put the sides of the grease proof up a little bit. And then of course once it's cooked and it's been sat for a few days, that's when I'll start to feed it some more whiskey, and it's going to be yummy. And I've got to say, this cake is, as far as Christmas cakes go, from making them at home, this recipe, so it was my Nans, so it's like a wartime one with a few tweaks here and there, but it's probably one of the most economical recipes, really. There isn't any molasses, black treacle, I haven't put any nuts or anything like that in it. So there you go. Right, so that can now go onto the baking tray over there, Grace. We'll bring the baking tray over here. Just in case there's any spillages, there shouldn't be, but it's also easier to take it out the oven. So the oven's done, it's up to temperature.
Shelf in the right
The
place.
shelf's all in the right place, so you've got to just put it in. So it's going in now. And we'll set the timer for 2 hours. That's it. And then obviously I'll check it after that to see if it needs any more. Sometimes it takes sort of 2 1/4, 2 1/2. It really sort of depends. But yeah, I'll check back in with you in a couple of hours. Right, so the cake's out of the oven and it's nice and cool now. It took literally dead on 2 hours, and then I popped the skewer in and it came out clean. Did it again in another place, came out absolutely clean. So it's, as I say, it's nice and cool, so I'm going to turn it out onto the rack now. It's out of the cake tin, as you can see, on the rack. So I'm just going to let that cool down absolutely completely, and then I will be putting it into some greaseproof paper, and then sort of keeping it on the shelf in the pantry, probably putting it into a little tin, cake tin, and then it will be coming out, and I will be feeding it once a week until I marzipan and ice it. But there we have it then, my lovelies. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, a subscribe, and press the notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Comment down below, let me know if you're making a Christmas cake yourself. Bye for now. Bye. Yum, look at that. Look at that fruit. It looks lovely.